Okay, what was the race one before you moved it to default setting? Default race.
Race to 3.
Put it back. Oh no, it's working.
It's working.
Trevor. All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Trevor, I cannot hear you. I'm going to refresh and jump back in. Okay. Cannot hear you, Trevor. There we go. There we
All
go.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. How's it going, buddy? Good afternoon to the dog.
Yeah, good at noon actually. How are we doing?
Good at noon. I like that. Pretty good, man. Just sitting at home. Got this set up on my pool table. Excited for some Pacific Northwest action.
Yeah, me too. Looks like we got first break off and rolling.
That's Kyle Selman at the table right now. Kind of a big jump in Fargo in this match, huh?
Yeah, just a little bit. I like it. Either DIZON's really feeling his oats or he's trying to challenge himself. We'll kind of see how the chips fall here.
Well, see, so what this is I would say somewhat of a rematch. This had happened before. I don't remember the exact format, but I think it's for about the same amount of money, and DIZON won 2 sets. So this is sort of a rematch, and they wanted it to be a thing and to be commentated. So here we are. They're over at Jammers Bar and Grill in Salem, Oregon.
It's a great venue. Played several tournaments there. Got 4 tables set up, 2 with EvoSports. It's the happening spot. That's kind of your home turf, isn't it?
Yeah. I played at another venue when I was younger, and then kind of ventured out towards Jake's, which is now Phil's, and quickly realized that if you want to play pool tournaments, often Jammers is the spot to be. Jammers does tournaments every Friday and Saturday night. I think Friday night's a 9-ball tournament, and Saturday night is an 8-ball tournament. $13 buy-in. So, it's good for the players that want to play, in tournament settings against better players, but don't want to break the bank. And so that's kind of where I've been growing the past 3 years is Jammers.
Nice. I think it's Holly is the name of the owner and bartender
Yeah.
there. Yeah, I met her for the first time when we were talking about getting Evo in there. Really nice gal and really cares a lot about the pool community. It's awesome, and we got a great little doggo here to watch the action here with us. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's Delilah. So everybody in chat, say hi to Delilah. We have the chat popping off right now too, which is cool, getting everybody involved.
Yes, just pulling that up so I can see it on my end.
Talking about how big this Fargo difference is.
Hey, Fargo is about past results, and it also doesn't account for how you're feeling that day, how well the balls are rolling for you, all those little things. So I like a guy who's not afraid to step up, and sounds like he's already stepped up and got the better of it. And
yeah, I do. I did buy a sticker from Bad Boys over at the coast, and it says "F your Fargo." So, so DIZON with the first rack coming in hot.
yeah, he worked his way out. It looked like Kyle played kind of a breakup safe, left him tough, and he ended up being able to make that pot and working it out to get the first blood. Nice control too. I liked his pattern.
Yeah. Sorry, I was reading the chat. Patrick Nick says, "Does DIZON really have the same first and last name?" And the answer is yes. That is his name on Fargo. I don't know the legalities, but that is his name on Fargo. Yeah, and Secret says Fargo is just a number. You could be good one day and suck the next, and that's very true. There's been times where I've played like a 625, 650, and then times where I'm playing like a 470. So, but I do completely trust the Fargo system. As you get your robustness in, you get towards like the 600-700 or robustness range. It starts to accurate out a little bit. So, shall we talk about this match or this
Yeah,
round today?
this wreck here is Kyle's moving quick. He's got a plan. Took on the stripes here. It's a little congestion in the center of the table. I like if he could potentially. I think that's the 12 ball there. 12 or 10. It's a little difficult to tell on my screen, but if he can cut that in, things should be working out a little bit better. That was a little unfortunate roll there to get that low down underneath there.
Yep. Watch
Ooh.
outside pocket. Yeah, Kyle does play pretty quick. I've seen him play in tournaments. I played against him in tournaments, and he is a fast shooter. I think DIZON is going to take the opposite approach here. I think he's going to take his time, try to get into a sort of a stroke early on.
All right, I got the chat pulled up here while you were giving me the little rundown. Yeah, and there's a funny thing that happens, if you're a more methodical player, a fast player doesn't seem to affect your play as much as if you being a fast player and playing against a more methodical player, it can kind of throw off your rhythm a little bit at times if you're unfamiliar with that kind of dynamic. It's definitely something that I try and keep my rhythm right in the middle, but some people say that I play slower, but that was a nice cut there. Solve some problems, especially if you can get underneath onto this color on these balls here. I think that's the 10 ball, but yeah, if that 10 ball can kind of come down into this pocket here, if he can get onto that line here, he's going to be in good shape. Ooh. Maybe a little early round jitters.
Yeah, that would have been a good spot to be too. You can kind of roll forward here and take that 14 in the corner and the 8 in the side. An unfortunate miss. It looks like maybe he's going to go rail first and try to sneak past that ball and at least switch positions, because if you can cut that ball right here, right, and bank off the inside of that ball, it could go in, or it could shoot his ball out and kind of trade positions, and you kind of take over that pocket.
Yeah, and he was trying to hold down for that 3. The out is available here. I'm not sure if he's going to play the bank on this ball here. He may have hidden himself, but if he can see an edge of it, he can still get over into kind of this area here would be ideal.
Yeah, you can see he's using a little bit of outside English, and it just stuck.
Oof.
So I think he can see it. Let's see if we can draw a line to it. Yeah, I think he can see that ball.
Yeah.
You can see enough of it to take it to the bottom left corner.
This is amongst one of the more difficult shots that can arise on a bar box for sure. Long down the rail, but he hit it beautifully.
Drills it. Perfect shape on the 8 ball.
Yeah. Nicely handled there. That was no easy shot, but when you make it good, it sets you up nice. All right, 1-1. Are both of these players from the Salem area?
Well, I think Kyle lives in, I want to say Oregon City. I know DIZON lives in Eugene.
Oh, okay.
So they kind of met in the middle.
This is the middle ground.
Yeah, but they both players are very familiar with jammers. They play in those Friday and Saturday night tournaments I was talking about often. DIZON more often than Kyle. But I think so. I mean, you guys see this Fargo difference. I think DIZON's okay with it. He just I don't know how it happened, but DIZON picked the venue and the race and the game. So I think that was their little handicap deal.
Gotcha.
So DIZON picked 8 ball, and he picked jammers. They had jammers or fills to choose from, but I know he's very familiar with jammers, so that's probably why he chose.
Gotcha. Yeah, and some guys, they play a much more strategic 8 ball game, and even if their Fargo doesn't represent their skill level in the 8-ball. I'm seeing a lot of good choice making from DIZON here in the 8-ball runouts and patterns, going for that breakout there. Ooh, that cluster in the middle is going to be, see a little bit of safety battle potentially ensuing here to kind of chip some balls out and try and advance his position.
Yeah, you see it as a potential safety battle, and Secret commented in the chat, "Ew, that break." So yeah, big cluster.
And thanks, Aaron Wilson, confirming that Kyle's from Oregon City. Yeah, I was over that way not too long ago. That's where Midway's out of, is in that area, right?
Yeah, I'm actually going to Midway tonight. Dallas has been running this Friday night Scotch doubles chip tournament, and it looks like a lot of fun. Race to 1. Your Fargo's kind of determine how many chips you get. 9-ball, and I've been wanting to go out and play, but I've been working so much that I couldn't. But I got some time off, so I get to reunite with my old partner, Jimmy Buckets, tonight. I think he's here watching, so that's gonna be a lot of fun.
Nice, yeah. Dallas runs a good tournament out of there, and I mean, Midway's a great location. I like all the arena lights. They're kind of contemplating potentially getting some EvoSports in there, trying to figure out how to kind of work on getting a way to kind of make it a interesting thing for the players, maybe kind of working on some different things to get things going there. So it's in the works.
Yeah, I think they have like 12 to 14 diamonds there. And you know what's really cool is I went there and played in a tournament once, and they busted out Predator Arcos 2 balls. And so those are the sets of balls they use for their tables. They're a very expensive set of balls, and it's really cool that they put those out there. I think they have Predator arena lights as well.
Yep.
So it's cool venue. They have upstairs area, and then they have like a sliding glass door that takes you to the back, and you go down some stairs, and there's another six diamonds down there.
That was a nice shot there. Got into that tight position on the 9-ball. If he can pocket this 9 and not get caught up in the 6-5, I think he'll be in good shape to get out on this rack. Yeah, he was thinking about that 6-5 a little bit, and
yeah, and you get in that position and you take that shot, and like as you saw, he missed wide, right? So if he would have made that ball, he would have been fine. 100% fine. He would have clipped the opposite side of the 6 and just trickled out for that 13 in the side. It's tough when you do that, and it's like a scratch shot, right? When you think you're gonna scratch and then you overcut it, and you end up short or long, and you realize like if you would have just made the shot, you wouldn't have come close to scratching.
I kind of like playing the 1 here and kind of coming out, into center table. Get onto the 3, the 2 then leads to the 8, because that 2 back cut in there is a little bit tough. He's taking on the 3.
I think that's the shot I would have taken as well. I would have taken that 3. I think he was pretty straight on the 1, so it's tough to cheat the pocket from that angle.
Interesting to see if DIZON slow rolls this and tries holding it up low, or if he kind of comes into the more natural path, allowing it to kind of get into that same good position for the next ball. I like that shot selection. It's a little steep. He's going to have a little bit of a tough time kind of getting on the 8 in a comfortable way. He's probably going to have to slow roll this, play it with like a touch of outside, kind of kill the ball off of the rail. He may even go back and forth twice here. Right. Almost. It could still go.
It's close.
I think you'd have to jack up and play a little bit of bottom left to kind of curve above that corner pocket, because I think if you just try and roll that ball, that it's real close to the scratch line, because you can't really baby it and let the top catch. I think it's going to be difficult to spot the jack up on the ball, that's for sure. Oof. Actually overcut it a little bit.
Yeah. All right, so here I just see you're going to take the 2 ball on the side. You don't want to hit that 3 ball. If you can avoid it, it's in a great spot. That's okay. That's not going to be terrible. But if he can't see this 1 ball, he's in a tough spot.
Yeah, if he can only see full ball and not enough the pocket, I see just slow rolling it up there and kind of taking the safety, but he may masse around it. Click on the safe.
Yep, and I do believe we're not going to see a short stick come out. DIZON likes kicking.
Looks like Dylan joined the chat saying he's going to see you at the midway tonight.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, Dylan, I will we'll see you tonight.
So the safe paid off to get ball in hand. Should make pretty quick work of these last 3 balls.
Someone asked if there was a tournament tonight. Tonight there will be a tournament at Jammers. That's where this is being played. It'll be a 9 ball. Depending on the outcome of players, either a race to 4 and 3 on the back or a race to 3 on both sides. It usually fills up pretty well. I usually get about 28 to 32 players pretty consistently. So it's a good tournament. We get some good players that go down there as well.
Yeah, when you go to midway tonight and play, tell Dallas I said hello.
I will definitely do that. I wouldn't be surprised if Dallas is watching this. I think Kyle is I want to say he's his partner tonight.
Oh, okay. Well, if you're watching quietly in the chat, howdy, Dallas. That answers my question. Looks like we're doing an alternate break format.
Yeah, this is BCA rules. Yeah, I think they're doing alternate break. So nothing on the break.
Came up dry, but everything's got a pretty nice spread. I think with the way that 11 ball lays, you can go either way on the stripes or the solids. It looks to take on the stripes.
The stripes look very, very wide open other than this 9 ball. You got to figure out that 9 ball. You could potentially break it out right here. He's on the wrong side of it.
I kind of like getting onto that 14, solving that problem, and maybe coming for the 9 ball next. Well, can't see it there.
You could take this ball and come 2 rails. Try to come behind it, and if you don't, you have this 13 as an out. Kyle's too quick for my lines.
Yeah, he is moving quick and hard to keep up with. I think the thing about coming in off of it right here with the 15 ball is you're kind of bumping it just towards the pocket, and you can potentially get yourself hooked up underneath the 8 for any sort of shot at the 13. Kind of precarious here a little bit. Almost like just pocketing the 15 and playing the 9 into the 7 and stopping it on the 8. Well, that was a productive shot.
I think he can cut that in the side, but the 9 ball is going to go, and you got to control that cue ball at the same time. The 9 ball is going to come out this way, so you're going to need to follow.
I'm going to say, I think I would have called safe there and just stuck the cue ball right on the 8, but it doesn't look like you gave up an easy shot. That 2 ball looks like maybe the only available pocket without shooting a combo. Or is that the 4 ball? I think that's the 2 ball.
I think, well, I'm colorblind, so I cannot help you there.
Is that a fact or is that just a joke?
That's a fact. I will call it the higher blue ball.
Right. Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm curious to see, because I'll get the 2 and the 4 mixed up, and then the 6 and the 7 I'll get mixed up as well. So I'd be interested to see what a set of TV balls would look like on my screen here.
Yeah, that's funny you should mention that. As just thinking that I never really cared much for how TV balls looked, but now that I'm in the commentator seat, it does make it a whole lot easier to be able to differentiate against those darker colored balls that are hard to tell purple from blue.
That's right.
Taking on the bank.
Justin Lee says 2 is the one tied with the 1. So our 2 ball is down here. That will be our lower blue ball.
Sounds like Patrick from the chat was also saying that he liked my safety idea, sticking him on the 8, but he made a nice bank shot there and got good on the 8 and got that game.
Yeah, I refreshed my screen. Dylan's yelling, "What a bank!" and I missed it.
Oh, yeah. That one's for the highlight reel, that's for sure.
All right, well, good thing I can go back later on today and watch it. So it will be the 2-1 rack.
Yeah, he was slightly jacked up over a ball too, so that was awkward cueing. But he hit it good. Got a ball on the break. I don't think that 9 goes by there.
No, your 9 is, that 9 is stuck.
Yeah. Almost wondering if he can play this ball. Because if he can play that ball right now, it really opens up the rack, but he may not have had enough of it. I'd be trying to get on the 5 ball sooner than later.
Yeah, you can use this ball. Yeah, I would do it right now. And take the 6 on the side, the 2 or the 4 up in the top right corner. What are you going to break it out?
Ooh, good thing he didn't clip that ball. That would have gotten hairy. Gets the breakout. Gonna be stop shot here into the side, I assume. Gets a little bit dicey on getting onto the 8 because I don't think that the 8 goes by this ball here.
Yeah, he had a little bit of an angle there.
Yeah.
So DIZON a chance to get back in it.
Yeah, he's got pretty wide open table, that 9 ball being the only one difficult to get on, and he recognizes that, gets onto it right away. I think a pure stop shot here kind of hooks you a little bit. I think that shot we were talking about not too long ago, kind of like a stun with just a little bit of top, just letting it roll forward, is good shot selection here. He made a slow roll it. Like that. Aaron Wilson in the chat says he learned that bank from me. I like him taking his time here because that 15 being readily available right now doesn't lead to super easy shot on the 12. Kind of coming up this direction, but it may be the shot that he has to take on.
Yeah, I don't think he has enough angle on this ball here to really comfortably get a round table somewhere in this position to take that other ball in the side. If you can hold this, if you're sending this in the corner and hold this, I think should be okay. Yeah, see, it looked like from the angle too, he could kind of just stun over a little bit,
Yeah.
and you would have been fine. And I think it would have put you on this side of that ball, so you can stun over and bring the cue ball straight to this rail.
It looked like he was trying to hold it just a little bit too much.
Yeah, that's the one you had that one shot earlier where he could come up, right, and then back up naturally, or hold it. I mean, you can get in trouble if
Letting the cue ball free and getting perfect. I like it. Oh.
I keep hitting the refresh button instead of the clear button for my markings.
He let that cue ball go, but man, he came up real good on that too. Looks like DIZON's having a little smile about it. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I just wasn't seeing my microphone popping up next to my name there, so I wasn't sure if it was glitching.
Yeah, I think if you look at the circle around your name, that is the color of your drawing, and
Zach keeps hitting the clear button, refresh button instead.
yeah, so if you can refresh, it'll change your color.
Oh,
But I think you're blending in with the flooring.
all right. That 8 ball is stuck to that 9 ball in a pretty uncomfortable way. Just got to definitely solve that. 5, the 6 looks a little bit like there's no pocket available. Definitely like the stripes here. Wondering what his plan is to take care of that 9 ball. Maybe here with 13. Looks like he may have rolled a little far forward to roll up into it.
Yeah, and you don't really have a makeable ball here, so you need to play safe now. I wonder if you can follow with the cue ball and try to come sticking on here. I mean, if you miss that, you're going to sell out the 1. But, yeah, so he sold out the 1 there. He didn't have much options from that position. So what are you doing here, Trevor? Are you breaking these balls out right now? Do a little bit of inside and take that 1 in the corner, a little bit inside and just fire away. I mean, I believe the sooner the better to break out.
Yeah, but your line here, that 15 is going to be the ball that you're running into coming off of this first rail here. So it kind of makes it a little bit more difficult to accurately break that out. Yeah, see, something like that.
I like using maybe just a little bit of inside and cheating the pocket. Just a little bit of inside and then clipping the top side of that 5 ball. But
Yeah.
I think if that 5 goes here, he's in a good position.
Yeah.
And you just need to work on that 8 ball. You have 6 balls on the table to get that breakout.
And if it doesn't go, you can just do exactly like he did. Ooh, he just needs to get a rail.
No rail.
Yeah, if it doesn't go, you could always just stop right up on the 6 there and force him to break out the 8-9. But I still don't think the 9 ball has a pocket. So, yeah, I like this choice to
stick it on the 8.
Stop it and chip it out.
Yep, smart shot by Kyle. Somebody asked in the chat if DIZON was getting any sort of spot. It is an even race to 11, but DIZON picked the game and the venue and I believe the race. I'm not sure, but I know he picked the game and the venue. So a good ball in hand for Kyle. Got a 3-ball run out here.
Yeah, Patrick in the chat saying it feels like he realistically could have asked for some weight, but it sounds like if he got the better of him for 2 sets the last time they met up, still see why Kyle would be like, well, you did already beat me once, so why would I need to give you weight this time?
Yeah.
It's always an interesting thing when making a game and Fargo's involved. Uh-oh. Hopefully he can still see it.
Is he going to bust out the short stick, or is he going to kick? He looks like he's about to kick. Yep, he's kicking this ball.
I mean,
short little jump shot here.
Yeah.
I do like that. I do like popping a short little jump shot here. I think you have a higher percentage of making the ball rather than kicking.
Yeah, just depended on how much of that 7 ball he was hindered by. If it was just the edge of the ball, I definitely like the jump shot.
Yeah, it looked like kind of a half a ball jump.
Because, yeah, I mean, even though he may have missed this shot, that's what I was just about ready to say, is when you have just the 8 ball left, just kicking at that ball, like, it just gives your opponent all sorts of opportunities to leave you into difficult situations. But maybe he'll get a good kick here on this and pocket that 8. I don't think he's got to bend it much, just a little bit. Got a hit out of it, but
Aaron says Kyle doesn't jump.
okay.
And Patrick says baby jump. Yeah, I like the baby jumps. All right, so good opportunity here for DIZON. It is a long race, but this is a big rack in the actual race.
Yeah, you don't want to get that
4-2 in a race to 11 is a lot better than 5-1.
Yeah, you want to minimize that distance with every opportunity, that's for sure. Kind of in between a couple of shots here. I think probably playing the 7 next. 7 to the 6, then to the 3. I think that he's standing over top of it. Maybe the 5 ball.
Yeah, this is the way I would have played this.
Yeah,
definitely. Just roll that 6 in.
Got a little bit of an off angle, so it'll roll forward just a little bit towards E8. Yep. These are the shots you just want to bear down on and not take for granted, because you can all the time I've just been in this position where all the work's done and I just step up and fire that ball right into the rail without actually ever giving it the thought that it needs. He handled it nicely.
All right.
He stops the game streak of Kyle, so now it's 2-4. Looks like Kyle the break.
Yeah, so we have DIZON winning the first rack, and then Kyle answering with 4 straight games.
In response to Patrick's comment on the stream, he says, thought the only person over 600 that doesn't jump is Scudder. So Scudder kicks the ball real well, though. And he banks like a monster. Nice break there. Got a little cluster in the center of the table, but made a ball. Got some options. Thinking he's looking at probably taking this combo on. He just wants to make sure he gets a 2 ball to clear the pocket.
I wonder if he just called the 2, but no, okay.
Good job getting up above that little pack there, getting the 2 out of the way.
Yeah, I think he's gonna start playing fast here.
think that's the 15 ball there. It's a little tough to get on. Oof. Almost got into that good little zone, but he may be able to see a tiny edge of this. Oh man, he may have had enough to cut that in. Maybe not though. It was overcut from where he hit it. Maybe he just hit as much of it as he could.
Yeah, I got a little cluster down here now, and now you put that stripe into it.
I kind of like just pocketing this one, calling safe,
Yeah.
leaving it right there on the rail.
I wonder if there is a little window right here to pocket that ball that you want to stay out of.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If he just pockets that and draws it back a little bit, leaves him right into this area.
Yeah.
Or he's just going for the putt and going for the run out.
Yeah, I think here you need to stun out and take it
Yeah.
about 2 or the 6. I mean, you
Yeah,
can also play safe here. You can also run into those 2 balls up top and draw back and play safe.
I think if that
Break
6,
that problem out.
yeah, I think if the 6 clears, yeah, I think it does clear right here. He should be in good shape to be able to clear this out with that position. Maybe roll forward a little bit and take the 4 ball up this direction. So you'll kind of need to be.
Yeah, you got a little bit of an angle here. So you're kind of running towards those balls.
Yeah, but I think a slow roll forward leads to lots of different options with the 6 or those balls. He could
And if
even
the 6 does go, I like rolling this ball on the side and breaking those 2 balls out, bumping those a little bit, and then it'll give you a shot on the 6, and you can go from there.
The 6 doesn't go, to shoot a stop shot, and you're plenty safe.
Yeah. He's going for this cut combo.
Got to be careful of the 8 ball getting involved into this shot. I feel like I always get punished whenever I go for a shot that gets wily like this and the 8 ball gets involved in it. Maybe that's just my bad luck talking and I'm, hey, look at that shot. Played to perfection. Oof.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that option. I kind of like to come in 2 rails or 3 rails and out towards it. Kind of some distance in between that ball.
Yeah. I think he draws this ball, comes around, yeah, just like that. Needs to slow down just a little bit. Should be perfect. Nicely executed shot with position there. DIZON was making good work of that pretty complicated wreck last time. Made that nice cut combo. I think he may have been just a little bit in between the 2 shot options there, but
Yeah, that's the thing with 8 ball, right? Is you have options, and
Yeah.
it becomes a mental game, right? A lot of people say that 8 ball is easier than rotation, just for the sheer fact that you do have options, you know. But it gets difficult if you take the wrong shot, you know.
I really like that break right there. Got nice spread, making a ball. Yeah, and I do agree with you. Yeah, if you're in between shots, it's pretty hard to execute properly because your mind is not 100% focused on what you're trying to accomplish. Which set of balls do you like here? I don't think that 5 ball has a pocket.
No, it doesn't. You don't really have an easy shot on a stripe either. I mean, I like solids, but you got to figure out a way to get that 5 out of there. It's tough. Stripes are good too. But to get started on stripes, right, you kind of have this ball right here. And it kind of takes you up. You could come out, right, and then set up over here for these two on the side. But you have to get back up table for these 2 balls.
Yeah.
Well, I got the pen out here if everybody wants to pay attention to Delilah.
She's having fun, that's for sure.
I'll leave this. I'll let the circle fade out on that one.
Nice controlled thin cut there. Got right in kind of the target area that you're talking about. This could lead pretty good running into this. I think it's a 10 ball that's right here, leading on to the 15. Ooh, got a kind of a funny little double kiss there, but
yeah. So you got to figure out how to get back up here. I mean, that's where you're at. You don't want to leave this table open for Kyle. I mean, the 5 is an issue for Kyle if that were the case, but.
Ooh, a little bit overcut there.
So we'll see what Kyle elects to do here. I think you need to take care of that 5 now. If you can stun out, right, and get shape on that 1 to be able to break that 5 out.
Or you could even cut the 1 in and bump into the 11.
Yeah.
But he's going a different path. He's probably trying to get up onto the 1 ball here to break it out. He's a little close to the work, but got 1 pocket of it broken out, but I don't think that shot leads to that tight positional area. He may elect to play safe here, yeah. Once he gets stuck right on that 11, very nicely played there. See if DIZON elects to play the ticky battle of trying to come off the underneath side of that 11 and stick him right back underneath of it. It's definitely a shot, but it's touchy.
Yep, just like that. Good shot. I did see him bumping at that 11, so I wonder if there's enough gap in between the cue ball and the 11 to where I can see a piece of the 5. I think you can just skim the 5. I like that shot.
Yeah, I think you play this straight ball that's over here with slow speed to leave the cue ball anywhere in this target area. Even if it doesn't go, you're in good position for the out and you're playing safe.
It's awfully close to your circle there, Trevor. I think you're about right here, so that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I know Patrick loves to play that game to see who can...
who gets the closest correct guess.
Well, that's right.
If he's straight on this ball and can just stop it right where he's at, I think he's in great position to run these last 3 balls, play a little bit of a 2 rail shape back around for the 8. but it looks like he's electing to go right for the 11 now. Being close to the rail, it's kind of hard to stun over into that target area as comfortably.
Yeah, you may have to follow and come up in this area. Try to take the 11 in that bottom right corner.
Yeah. Jacking up and punching it definitely cuts down on the accuracy.
Whoa, I was way off.
You were on the same table at least.
That's very true. All right, DIZON with a very strong opportunity here. Like I said, I mean, you know, these games are big racks in a race like this. You know, in the middle, when you're down by 3, right? You want to be down by 2, not down by 4. There's an opportunity like this. I will be right back, Trevor.
Okay. Nice speed control there. Should be able to cheat the pocket a little bit to the right side and just roll straight forward. Perfect. All right, 3-5 race. Kind of miss having the dog over there doing its happy little dance, but we'll keep ourselves entertained. Kyle gets into him pretty good. Looks like it comes up dry though. Definitely a problem in this bottom right 3 ball in the 15, I believe. Otherwise, everything else is pretty manageable. Might elect to take the 5 ball on right now and try and get into him where he's just going straight for stripes. Nice little control draw there. I'm not sure if that 13 got hindered to the pocket. It looks like it still goes. If it doesn't go, he's got a good opportunity here to chip it out a little bit.
Did I miss anything exciting, Trevor?
Just a dry break. DIZON is working his way through this rack. Nothing too exciting as of yet. We got this problem cluster down here at the bottom that is kind of hindering the out thus far, unless he kind of comes up with something creative here.
We got a Haven in the chat says, "Go Dad."
I have to agree with Patrick in the chat saying Delilah's showing off for the camera. She's definitely having a whole lot of fun today, that's for sure. I like this shot selection, playing the carom. definitely is the only way I see him getting out from here. Ooh.
A little heavy on it. Yeah, I do like that shot too. I mean, if you make that and you pop that ball out, it's such a good feeling.
Yeah. And he got fortunate to have the double kiss happen like it did. Unfortunately, it didn't go, but it didn't sell out an open table. The problem still kind of is there.
I would not be surprised to see Kyle. Yeah, Kyle's going to go for it right now. Yep. Yeah, that's one thing that I've learned, playing 8 balls. Like, if you have the opportunity to break something out early on, do it. Because you have all these other balls to kind of fall back on. Because when you're breaking out, you're kind of sending the cue ball into the rack most of the time. And it's tough to decipher where the cue ball is going to go.
Kyle's just kind of taking the pattern as it presents itself here. It's all pretty straightforward. All right. I think more streams need to have a happy doggo in the background to keep us entertained while they're racking like this one does.
Yeah, right when you were agreeing with Patrick, Delilah comes running through. It's kind of cool. Yeah, I actually got to take Delilah to the bathroom this morning.
But I mean, how cool is this system, though? Being able to have 2 guys jump in and commentate a match from halfway across the state and get to check out the pool.
Yeah, you're a rep now, right? What is
Yeah, so if someone's looking for checking out EvoSports potentially in their homeroom or venue, they can reach out to me and we can set up a demo if you got a tournament happening or if you got some questions on it, kind of run you through how the system works. Once it's in and set up and the players just kind of understand the few little steps it is to get a stream up and going, this is a great camera angle. You get good quality. You can have guys jumping in and commentating from anywhere. And just, as a rep, I can help walk you through the ins and outs of how to bring it to your local area.
Yeah, they do. I did see on the website they have options for a home system. You can do it at your house, you can do it at your venue.
I mean, I love being able to go back and rewatch my matches, whether I played good or bad, and kind of be able to reanalyze my decision making, my tempo, my mechanics. Nice stroke there. Hit that ball clean. I think, yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, see, that's a good shot where throw can really come into play. You shoot that ball with a little bit of outside English, and it'll really throw that ball more. So if you're aiming right and you're aiming here, use a little bit outside English, it'll throw that ball actually on this line.
Yeah. Wonder if he's going to come around 2 rails and get onto that 5 from here.
I was a little late on my circle.
Kyle moves quick.
Kyle moves very, very quick.
He's moving the cue ball well. I think just playing straight top here and kind of coming up underneath the 8 and the 13. Or he went above it. It's a better line for getting shape onto the 8. Killed the ball a little bit more than he probably intended. It's a little bit of a back cut here, but I think his chances are pretty good. Nicely made out there.
So Kyle, four racks away from victory. DIZON is a long 8 racks away.
Yeah, I'll be honest when you asked me.
Anything can happen. You know, DIZON could win this rack, 7-4, right? Win another rack. Put a little bit of pressure on.
I'll be honest when you asked me to jump in with you on a race to 11 and 8 ball. I'm like, ooh, depending on how these players play, that could be a full afternoon event. But with the way Kyle plays, I've never seen him play. He moves around the table very quickly.
Yeah, I was thinking about that this morning too. You know, I'm like, well, we could be here till about 4 o'clock. Very, very possible for a 4-hour match.
But dry break gives DIZON a chance to cut down the lead. That 8 ball is tied up to the 11 in a way that I assume is probably going to have to get solved at some point. Thinking he kind of wants that 6 ball to potentially be the one to solving that issue, but got a little thin on it. I like trying to get into that ball and hopefully have it come back into the 11 and the 8. Didn't quite work out for him, but I like the thought. I think if he gets up on the left-hand side of the 11 here, he'll be in good shape for the 2 and get the breakout. Ooh. Ouch. There's nothing worse than solving a problem and scratching all in the same time, because now you're just giving the table up with ball in hand with no issues. Kyle looking to connect the dots here. Like playing the 13 probably here, but that 2 ball impeding. He elects to played that very nicely, got on the right side of it. Just got to watch out for the side pocket. I like that pattern.
Great run. Yeah, I like that pattern a lot. Great run, Kyle.
Man, that is one happy dog.
Yeah, Delilah's a treat, man. It's great having her around in the tournaments. She'll come right up to you and she'll beg for some food. She's actually pretty good. She doesn't beg too much. She kind of does her own thing, as you can see, even when there's a lot of players in there. The family forerunner says, I accidentally disconnected for 1 minute, and he ran the rack. Goes to show you how fast Kyle does play.
Yeah. Nice break there. Cue ball parked right in center table. Pretty good spread on everything except for what looks like I think it's a 14 and the 1 ball there tied up. A little congestion around the side pocket with that stripe, but I think everything goes. He elects to go with the solids.
Yeah, I definitely like solids here. You got to figure out how to break that one out sooner than later. You don't want to get stuck with 2 balls on the table where you break it out and then kind of have a bad position to get out.
I like his choice here, getting onto that 5 with that little angle. You can come up off of the short rail and into it potentially. Oh, or he's just going to...
Or he was going to use a little bit of inside English and come up and straight in. I got to be quick. Okay, he's taking a break. I wonder if we can do something like that to break that out.
Yeah, definitely.
You're on the rail, though, so you don't have the full cue ball to play with.
Well, bumping into these 2 balls here definitely caused a little bit of a cluster issue for DIZON to work his way around with, as well as the 14-1 ball. He's got his work cut out ahead of him.
You can play defensive here and kind of stick the cue ball.
I think he's looking at pocketing that ball and drawing into these 2 and kind of nudging them out. If you don't have a shot there, you could always use this ball to pocket the 2 and kind of play safe at the same time on the next shot. Got a little nudge there, but not as much as he was hoping for.
Yeah, see, like even here, right? I mean, you're going to give him a look at this ball. Oh, never mind. I didn't see this solid down here. I was going to say you could come 2 rails and end up somewhere over here. But yeah, the 6, I think that's a 6 ball down there.
Yeah. It's a good choice leaving him long and close to the rail. Doesn't give him a lot of cueing options without having the jack up if he was considering drawing back into that ball if there is enough angle for it. Kind of like taking the cue ball along this path, trying to get safe up underneath the 8 from there, but looks like he just decided to pocket it and play safe in kind of the same facet of... I just like having 2 balls on the table, so it's harder for the guy to play a safety on me.
Yeah, you know, and I'm wondering, I think this 13 can go in this side pocket right here.
I think so too. He may have gotten hung up onto that 14 ball.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I like safe right there. I mean, even if you make that ball, I mean, just do exactly what you just did, but call safe, you know?
Right. Kind of forces the issue of him having to either decide to kick at it or just give up ball in hand. And I like kicking at this ball slowly, catching the 13 on that side and kind of parking up against the rail, solving that problem. It looks like that's along the lines of what he's looking at. Came up a little bit on
you got a rail.
Yeah, got a rail.
Kyle's smiling. Kyle's smiling at that one.
You're feeling real fresh. You can get the cue ball to kind of come up here, get up underneath of that ball and break it out.
Yep, that would be a really killer shot. I mean, you come too steep, you're gonna scratch, and if you come off of this ball, you can scratch. So I know Secret mentioned earlier that my lines were making her dizzy. We got Randy Baker making a guest appearance, watching the shot.
Looks like he was going for the bank there because it did lead to the game winner if he could pocket that. Nice shot there. Gets the 9 ball off of the rail. Kind of like coming 2 rails back out into somewhere into this position here. Because if you happen to... Oh, he's going a completely different route. I was kind of thinking about potting this ball. Kind of coming like right around into here.
That's exactly what he's looking at now. Can get weird here.
Yeah, it's definitely a little weird, but you might be able to do a little compact draw stroke, pocketing the ball in the bottom right.
Yep, I like that, just right there, and then you can kind of stun into the rail right there on the 9 ball. And if you miss, you know, you're somewhat safe. It'll leave a bank shot and a kick shot, but it's really...
He looks like he's real thin on that.
He's playing safe, I think. I think he's going to try to send the cue ball down table.
Yeah, that ball must be really close if he is going for the pot, aiming that thin on it. Or he's just, yeah, like you said, playing safe. I like that safe if it cuts down the natural line over to the one railer. You know, when you're coming this direction, that ball being there in the path, now you have to bend the ball.
I think he's going for the bank here. He's playing safe. I think that 9 does go. I think you have most of the pocket. Just like he has the right side of the pocket.
Yeah, and then you're not leading to any sort of shape, though, if you do take that on, because you're not going to fire that in at a high speed.
Yeah, you could play safe. You can, I mean, you could drop back. I mean, I don't know how comfortable DIZON is with banks. You could just draw back and try to set up for the bank. It's tough playing safe here, because if you're trying to get in this line, like, you need to hit that line.
Yeah, because if you're going for position on that next ball, ooh, well, I like that safety option because it not only has a chance of blocking the pocket, but also blocking the 8. But if he did leave enough of this ball, he left it kind of open in both ways. Yeah.
Yep, that's his window right there, and he got in it.
Yep. It was a good idea that just didn't quite come to fruition.
And Kyle, two racks away from taking this.
That was kind of the first rack where we've seen a little bit more of the safety play coming into effect. We see that kind of, in my experience, the further you get into the set, the less you're wanting to give up. So you play a little bit more cautiously as the games increasingly matter. I always love when we get money matches and streaming, and in the comments there's always people calling out the players that are playing it at the moment.
Yeah, I'd play Kyle straight up from Aaron Wilson.
All right, up 6 games and breaking. Looks like it's going to be dry unless I missed a ball. Oh, DIZON's up at the table quickly. Definitely like solids here. I believe that 3 ball plays into the top right corner. Looks like he's going to use the 2 ball there to get onto it now. A little close to the work here, but should be able to work it out. Maybe drawing back out to center table.
Yeah, you really just need to pass clear this 5 so you can come down and take this ball, and then you can take the 1 on the side, right, and come back with a 5, and the 8 will be right there. I don't think he got there. That was a big shot. You needed at least another inch or 2.
The 5 may play into the side, but it is tight. You got to play this just at the right speed to let it kind of trickle in.
Yep, nice shot by DIZON.
I actually like just stunning this ball forward maybe an inch or two, or just stopping it and playing the next shot with inside.
I was thinking about kind of what he just did too. I kind of like the roll because I think the 8 goes, so you can just follow the cue ball naturally. And kind
Yeah.
of just line towards the 8. I think the 8, he has the full ball and the full pocket.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Yeah, if the 8 goes that direction, I definitely like that shot. For some reason, I was thinking that it impeded upon it a bit too much, but we'll find out here shortly. Looks a little slow.
I think when he was setting up on that 8 ball, he was kind of like aiming for the cue ball to be somewhere in that area. I think maybe it was like somewhere over here. But that's where he was looking.
He may have enough of it.
Not quite.
Not quite.
Now we got a game here. His 8 ball is not in a prime position for him to make it if he gets another shot at the table. That's going to put Kyle in control of this rack. He does have trouble, though, now with that 8 ball there.
Yeah, and it's kind of a little bit of a precarious ball to break out also, because the 8 ball being right there, if you run into that 8 ball at all, it could go into the pocket or just still not give you a shot on that 13 ball.
What do you think he's going to do here? Do you think he's going to attempt to run this out and win the rack, or do you think he's going to run a couple balls and play safe?
I'm thinking I would like to get out from here, just because where the 8 is, there's lots of kicking options that doesn't sell out the game. Here's a nice shot if he gets onto the correct side of that. He's not even looking to go for the pot, though.
He played safe right there.
Yeah, he may have given up the rail first, though. If it was newer cloth, I would definitely think that the rail first would be more available, but with dirtier conditions, the cue ball doesn't slide off of the felt as much. I think if you play this at the right speed, as long as you get a good hit, you're still not selling out the game. Putting the 8 right in front of the pocket, cue ball should end up in that area. All right, now we're getting into the technical nitty-gritty. He just elects to get ball.
Gives it right back, yep. This is a touchy shot here. But if he can get this, it'll be big for DIZON. You need to get separation between those 2 balls, though. So you can get the cue ball back in there if you do get ball in hand. Yep, I'm going to go get a beverage.
Yeah, this back and forth could go on for a second. Looks like a little debate as if the cue ball got to the rail from there. Just got to be careful not to pocket this ball and get a rail. Ooh.
Well, Kyle, an opportunity here. Take that 8 ball on the side. Kyle makes his way to the hill.
First one onto the hill. Yeah, those little technical battles like that, you kind of have to have a game plan of like trying to work the balls into a position that forces the issue. Kyle was doing a good job putting the 8-ball right back up against the stripe ball there, so he didn't have a pocket available. And I kind of liked, rather than hitting that ball full, like thinning into the 8 and getting up underneath of it where it cut off the access to be able to hit the 8 back towards the stripe ball. Is how I like to play those kind of situations, but they're not gimmies, that's for sure. Ooh.
Scratch on the break. Kyle a chance here to run out and win the match. Can you give everybody a rundown on what they could see if they were to subscribe to EvoSports YouTube channel?
So yeah, the EvoSports YouTube channel, it's going to have multiple different venues as to where EvoSports is into. We've got both Jammers and Fills, like that we've mentioned. Legends is a part of it. We've got the Golden Fleece. There's a couple others that are up near the Canada area as well. And by subscribing to the YouTube channel, you'll get to see anytime a match goes live. If you go into the page where it's got the venue listed, you can watch past matches like this one that have happened at Jammers. So pretty cool being able to check out. Ooh, just clipped that ball. Opportunity for DIZON to get back into it. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. You just get a, not costing you anything, but it gets you little notifications when a new match comes live.
Dylan, he says, any other 512s looking for a straight race for 200? Asking for a friend. Yeah, EvoSports is really cool. All these venues have their own playlists. So if you wanted to see matches that happen at Jammers, you just go into their channel, click on playlists, and you'll see Jammers right there, and all these matches will pop up. So yeah, I mean, if you're watching live streams, I mean, even if there's people commentating, share it to your Facebook, to your Instagram, to whatever you use. Get people watching, get people involved.
Yeah,
really cool to be able to just set up a match right there, live stream it, share it on social media so your friends and family can watch. And especially cool that Trevor and I get to sit at our homes and commentate this match together.
Yep.
So I would like to see DIZON win this rack right here. I'm not ready to call it quits, I don't think.
You rooting for a little comeback story?
I would love a comeback story. I mean, could you imagine a hill match, hill rack in this match?
I mean, I've definitely seen it happen many a times in pool where there's a big lead and guy gets a little complacent and the next guy bears down, and next thing you know, all the momentum's to the guy who's made the comeback, and you're looking at a hill match. But it's a long, hard road from here.
Well, you got to start by winning this rack and making it 10-4. So yeah, he's on his way.
Yeah, he hasn't given up. I like that. He's showing some heart.
I think Kyle's explaining to a bystander kind of what's happening.
Yeah, and in the comment section, Patrick Nick shared where you can find all the EvoSports venue playlists. So there's a link there if you're interested in checking that out and kind of seeing all the different venues and checking out matches. And if you've played a match and you forgot to get the QR code off of the tablet while you were playing, you can just Google search your name with EvoSports and it will pull up your match that you've played on the the YouTube under your name, as long as you entered your name into the little section when you started the match. We got a player app coming soon, where you're going to be able to just scan your QR code off of your player app, and it'll input all of your information into the who's playing portion of starting a match. I know if I was in Kyle's position here, I'd be like, all right, I've got my opportunity here. I want to make sure I close this out, but
Tight shot here on the side. Might elect to take it all the way down.
I think he needs to get pretty straight onto this 3-ball into the side.
Yeah, I don't think he has a shot on this 5. So you're probably going to have to take the 6. And if you can, yeah, draw out. Little outside English. I like that.
Yeah, kind of coming out into... Just want to get as straight as possible. He played pretty close to the ball, but... Does he get enough of it?
We're kind of close.
I don't think he can see enough of it to make the pot.
You can masse around and make this ball, but your cue ball is going to follow and trickle down. Looks to play safe.
What's the shot from here? Definitely don't want to nudge that ball in front of the 8-ball just to cut down the options of 8-ball's pockets. Might call the 9 off of the carom.
I kind of like you can break those balls out and kind of come back behind the 8. Because those are problem balls.
Yeah, I was thinking of playing the carom here and doing kind of like the shot that you mentioned. He elects to play a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, that would be great too, because you have potential to make the 9-2 and still stay at the table.
Yeah.
With a shot. Yeah, see, like 8-ball, when you're playing safeties, even in rotation, like when you're playing safeties, it's good to think about playing safeties in a way that will kind of progress the game, right? I mean, you start playing safeties that don't progress the game, you're just going to be stuck playing another safe, whereas you want to be able to play a safety to where, if you do get ball in hand, right, you can run out instead of making another problem and still having to deal with that problem.
Did he leave enough of this ball to pocket it? I don't think so.
I don't think he can get in between that. I think he might be able to get in. Well, I mean, if he's going that way.
Ooh.
Yeah, that would have been something.
That would have been something. Well, he did solve
that 5 to cut it in the top right corner and end up kicking it in.
He did solve the 8, getting a little bit more available out there, puts a little bit more pressure on DIZON to not give up anything, but everything is out in the open. Definitely gives him the chance to play some two-way shots on these tough balls that are tied together here. It's kind of the two-way that I was talking to. He does leave the full ball. See if Kyle can come up with a containing safe here. Yeah, likes to kind of chip it closer to the pocket, make it more available. Cuts down the pocket for the 14 and potentially a 9. I think the 9 still has probably a half of a pocket, but
Yeah, he's looking at it to see how much of that pocket he really has.
I think drawing out to get onto the 9 to roll up into the 14 kind of a little short there.
I mean, you still got a couple chances. I mean, you're kind of safe. These 2 balls are blocking that 5, so you can kind of chip away here. Maybe I think he's straight though on this 12 ball. So you can just play a stop shot. I don't know. There may be a little window right here.
You might be able to see the edge of it. I don't think the pot. I think if he would have just stopped right on the spot there, he would have potted the ball, obviously, but he would have had a look. But from this angle, it looks like he can maybe see just the edge of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he tried to masse in there as well. So that's good for DIZON, gives him a wide open table. Ends up straight, but you can draw back, take that 13 on the side.
Just like you said. Kind of like the 11 ball there that's by the side pocket for my key ball, just because it leads a wide open area of ways to get onto the 8, but there's lots of different ways to get out of this rack. Got to get just right on the 9. I don't think you want to get up above it. Ooh.
I don't think he has any of that pocket. It's close. I don't think he does, and I'm even using the left side of that 9 ball. If I were to go right center of it, yeah, he doesn't have any of that pocket. He's cutting this ball.
Big come with it shot if he makes this. Great try. The double kiss ends up leaving the cue ball in a position where Kyle's got a pretty good chance of closing this out with these next 2 shots. Good heart from DIZON, but it looks like this one comes to a wrap. Thanks for inviting me along there, Zach.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming on. Thanks to everybody watching, sharing, subscribing. Would love your support. So.
Yep, definitely. Well, till next time, you guys have a good afternoon and enjoy your Friday.
Yeah.